was just scrolling through Pinterest as one does when they're bored. You know, the good old disassociating. But then I stumbled upon a picture of this one hot purple guy with horns, and I went, damn, who is this? Of course, naturally, like a fictional character obsessed girly pop I am, I tried to search for more of his pictures. Turns out, he's from the show named The Dragon Prince. Ah, I wonder if he's a good guy. So like the video title already mentioned, I watched this show because of Erebos, and you have no idea how absolutely shocked I was when I heard his voice. So let's start with Callum. He's the kind of guy to get bullied just for existing. He's not like the other girls. No, he's quirky and awkward. He also likes magic. You know, he's interested in it because otherwise he will kinda feel useless. I mean, I get it. If I was also interested in badass bitches, I would also want to make myself seem more interesting. One of them badass bitches is Rayla, the muscles of the group, and the best girl of the entire show. If you think otherwise, you are wrong. Rayla is a moon elf who listened to her heart instead of following her dad's orders. She also crushed on Callum longer than he was aware of, because badass women apparently love pathetic men. There's also Callum's little brother Ezran, who is a literal blessing for everybody in that universe. He's the other not like other girls kinda guy, and his specialty is talking to animals. Also, he's somehow spiritually connected to a dragon. The dragon in question is Zim, and yes, I believe he is a dog. He can't even speak like his mother, and if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. I honestly hope he will learn how to talk in season 7. Like, imagine how funny would that be. Speaking of dragons, here's someone who always liked them but realized it only in his 20s. Soren. One word. Himbo. Of course, he had a redemption arc because we can't have three villains from the same broken family. No, there has to be a survivor. Also, did you know he's left-handed? And to the heroes, you also have the antagonists. First, there is Soren's sister Claudia. And look, I wouldn't judge you for liking her. I do understand she is the underdeveloped goth mommy everybody would want, but, and there's a big but, you have to admit that she's sometimes dumber than her brother. But hey, she's just a silly goth girl with abandonment issues. Who we should talk about more though is her father Viren. Best father of the year, best friend of the year. Oh, I'm lying by the way. Oh no! My son who I neglected for years hates me. I wonder why. Not only did he take over a kingdom, he destroyed one in the process. He ruined the lives of many people, including his children's. Not to mention, he told Claudia to choose the egg over her brother. But hey, kudos to him to taking responsibility, I guess. His redemption arc wasn't exactly great, but it did suffice. And now, the man of the hour, the reason this video even exists, Erebos. Tell me, is it daddy issues or is it daddy issues? I kinda like guys with long white hair, and by like, I mean hysterical screeching. The other characters include Harrow, Amaya and Janai, Corvus, Lujane, Gren, and many more. So go and pick your favorite. I know you want to. The first season sets humans up as the ones who fucked around and found out for trying to make up for something that they didn't have, which is magic. Basically, they are reaping what they sow. In later seasons, we will find out this was a chain reaction, but I'll get to that. So, King Harrow is about to get murdered for avenging his wife by a group of moon elves. He sends his two sons away, but of course, they don't leave just like that. Callum even knows what is happening and wants to stay to the bitter end. He is not allowed to, but who does stay is Viren, who annoys Harrow to the last moment of his life. Rayla and her gang of moon elves were tasked to kill Harrow and his son, since humans killed the Dragon King and took his egg, which they assume they also destroyed. Rayla kinda fucks up in the beginning, which makes her decide to go solo. In a critical moment, she even fights off Ronan and literally saves everything by doing so, because surprise surprise, the egg is actually okay. Of course, Viren is all to blame, since the egg was found in his magical basement. He claimed he destroyed it, but of course hid it afterwards to use it for dark magic. And then there's Callum, who used one spell and immediately became a mage because of it. Right after Harrow's death, Viren tries to take over the kingdom. The gang tries to get something from a cottage, they get into trouble with their badass auntie instead, and Ryla has to kidnap them so they can move on. All that for a toy which glows. Corvus gets introduced and is immediately tasked to hunt them down. Viren almost gets crowned, Amaya stops it, he gets angry and kills a bunch of animals. Rayla hates water because of reasons. There are sad moments, nice moments, and we are fucked moments few minutes away from each other. Amaya goes to protect the border from the Sun Elves and fights with her future wife instead. Rayla trauma dumps about her parents and explains they are the reason she wants to set things right. Viren throws Gren into the dungeon. Oh, hey Ronan. Corvus fights Rayla, Rayla wins. Viren turns Soren against the princess. He also tells Claudia to pick the fucking egg over her brother. The team argues. The egg falls into freezing water. Ezran saves it. They try to get help from human animal professionals. There's also a scummy guy with a sunfire dagger. Rayla tries to borrow his weapon to get rid of the binding on her hand. This thing won't come off unless she kills Ezran. And since that's out of the question and the dagger also failed, her hand keeps on being abused. The animal professional of course doesn't know how to help the gang, so he sends them to a girl with a dog. Apparently, there's a miracle magician who can return your missing limbs, so yeah, she could probably fix a dragon egg too. On their way to the magician, they encounter a monster that's similar to the one from Dune, and it makes them split, so time to bond, I guess? Meanwhile, we get introduced to coins with people inside them and wow, a mirror. A magical mirror apparently. I wonder what's inside it. Oh no, Runan got turned into a token of capitalism. The team encounters more monsters and turns out these are fake. Lujane appears and shares her wisdom or something. The egg almost dies, but they save it Thor style. Zim is born, and he really likes Ezran. He also bites off the thing that almost made Rayla lose her arm. Claudia does a tracking spell because stalking someone on social media isn't possible yet. Season 2 starts off with much better animation. Amaya goes sightseeing and meets the love of her life instead. Zim keeps doing dog things and Viren keeps doing Viren things. And then there's Callum, learning magic, I guess. We learn some Moon Elf culture, and the two idiot siblings catch up, failing to do absolutely everything afterwards. Oh my god, we're getting closer, guys! We're getting closer! A date goes wrong. Rayla keeps being the responsible, nice, badass bitch she is. Oh my god, guys, it's happening! Rayla and Callum talk hard stuff. Soren is a protective brother. Hey Soren, did you know your father told your sister to sell you for a fucking egg? A Rayla moment. Oh my god, there he is. Oh my god, it's happening. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The Viren siblings try to capture the princess. They fail because of my boy Corvus. I keep losing my marbles every time this man is on the screen. You have no idea. And then there's Callum, trying to learn magic again. Also, the king is meditating. You go, king. What fantasy show would it be without the pirate arc? Now let me introduce you to Vilas, without the D, the legend himself. And let me tell you, this man is an absolute legend. Hopefully I don't need to tell you why. Amaya goes sightseeing again, fights with her future wife instead. And then there's Callum, doing dumb shit again.
Viren sets himself up for failure. I'm not saying my man rolled not one, but he might have. Zim is a lightning rod now. Viren, if you want to do it, I fucking will. Get out of my way! We learn about what happened, and turns out things are not black and white. Who would have thought? Also, holy shit, this is actually a very good and sad backstory. I'm impressed. Zim and Ezran are twins now, Bait gets jealous, and then there's Callum reading the letter from his stepfather, and damn, the second season is surely a step up from the first one in terms of everything, actually. The backstory about what happened to the kingdoms and the three queens actually had me in tears. Rayla is an assassin who doesn't want to be an assassin. Willas is a giga chad, women are epic, Bade loves belly rubs, and there's also a Sailor Moon reference. Soren and the Dragon Saga begins, also his good heart is starting to show. I have a question. Is there any Ezran Protective Squad? If yes, where can I sign up? Rayla decides to help the dragon before it gets killed by the siblings. Oh, hey Gren. Did you know that Chained Up is a song from VIXX? Actually, one of their more known ones. You should go listen to it. It's really good. Viren, move the fuck out of my way. You hesitated. I am not gonna. And then there's Callum, slowly falling in love with Rayla, and he also does dark magic to flex. Claudia decides to be a good person for once and helps her now indisposed brother. There's some American Horror Story type shit. Can you give me a moment, please? I just need to go and scream my goddamn lungs out. I'm good now. Dark magic. Woo! Ezran learns the truth and oh no. Oh no. Also, he's a kid and now he is responsible for the entire kingdom. I know he has some strong people backing him up, but still, give this child a cookie or something. Things are kinda getting hard now. Soren got the karma and not the Jojo Siwa kind. Hold up, is that freaking Arabic? What the hell is this silly ass portrait? And then there's Callum, having a main character inner dialogue with himself. Soren's redemption arc begins, and he's also weirdly positive about his condition. Did you know that Arvos is a Scorpio? Damn, Rayla probably got feelings. Oh my god, she actually got feelings. Some more trauma dumping happens. And then there's Callum, who actually learned to use magic. Let's go! Claudia does something horrible to save her brother. Like, is she morally gray and a bit dumb, or is she just a classical antagonist? I shouldn't overthink it. Ezran makes a difficult decision. Ervo starts playing Viren like a fiddle. There's a Viren fight. And this scene slaps harder than the capybara from Genshin Impact. And now, Zim learns how to fly, and the gang makes it to Zadia, only to get stopped by a giant dragon. We are back with a flashback. Sol Regum, or whatever was his name, doesn't like humans with magic because he is racist. He wants the wizard to give up the magic stick, but the magic stick was a birthday gift or something. The wizard flexes that one of the great ones gave him the staff, and the dragon gets angry because he's not on the top of the food chain. The angry dragon wants to destroy the city because he's angry, and the human goes magic unga boonga and burns the dragon's eyes. End of flashback. The kids wanna sneak past, while at the other side of the continent, Amaya daydreams about her enemy girl boss Love-A-Girl. Zim fucks shit up because he's a baby. Gren is back! Hi, Gren. Amaya called it, guys. Big Angry Dragon doesn't wanna let them pass unless Callum turns into a barbecue because he is still racist. Rayla vouches for him, but since Callum is tainted with black magic, Angry Dragon gets angry and starts flaming shit up like a League player. Amaya decides to read the Anarchist cookbook, and then there's Callum, who hadn't bathed in 2 weeks. Also a Rayla moment. Amaya goes to set off the New Year's fireworks and finally gets kidnapped by her future wife. Zim does this little cute duck thing at the Angie dragon who's stuck like a stepsister, and then they move on. Ezran makes an entrance on a fucking bear and gets crowned on the spot. King behavior. And then there's Callum doing stupid shit in the forest while Zim burbs glitter. Ezra and Honey, stop messing with the damn guards. They ain't paid enough for this. I wish I was this popular. Hey Flower, please play Gangnam Style. Rayla trolls Callum with a fart flower. The siblings get busted, but Ezran is just too nice. And Prince Charming appears, and damn, he kinda bad though. He kinda bad. Bread sandwich. The baddie prince wants to start a war, but Ezron is a hippie. Ophelia is a good mother figure, and damn, I wish she was my mommy. Maybe I wouldn't have turned out the way I am if she was. Rhea and Callum bond a lot. Oh my god, why did they create such an adorable creature for nothing? Like, hear me out. This could cure depression. This could heal me. Ezran is maybe a kid, but his heart is so pure, and he's actually a wise man. Like, where are the goddamn protection squad papers I can sign? And then there's Callum, and now is his turn to cosplay as a different race. Ezran tries to reason, but the baddie prince is an edgelord. The accents in this show will never not be funny. Oh, look, another baby. Sign language falls under semiotics, and semiotics fall under linguistics. So, yes, sign language is still a language. Okay, this is hot. Literally. And that was adorable. The depression starts here. So, Rayla got ghosted. Okay, I have to admit, I don't know how to be funny here. Viren is just a bad father. I don't know how many of you read the Scum Villain book, but for those who did, I'm just gonna say it. Water prison. Amaya told Janai to shove it, and I genuinely laughed. And then I stopped laughing. I just had to stop and stare at the screen because it has made me feel something. Especially that bratty nod. Viren decides to do what he does best, and that is gaslight, gatekeep, girlboss, and lie. Oh my god, somebody go protect Soren. Corruption! Yay! BRB guys, I'm gonna go cut some onions. The Dragon Queen is kinda dying. God damn it, look into the water, Athari. Introducing the problematic hottie scammer with wings and heterochromia. Please prepare the marriage papers. And I am going to try on some wedding dresses. Baddie Prince keeps on being edgy and Ezran keeps on being a hippie. Next is a Raylam shipper, y'all. The scammer girl scams, and we get another Raylam moment. Oh my god, he's here! Oh my god, he's here! Viren is serving impeachment realness. And then there's Callum trying to rizz up a baddie. And holy shit, his rizz worked. I love these awkward kids, I swear to god. Some drama happens and the gang moves on as usual. Opeli keeps being a badass, Viren becomes the evil king, and the Ezran group flees. And then there's Callum who has a crush now. Soren's redemption arc begins. Why is almost everybody in this kingdom so dumb? Favoritism. Viren, what the fuck is your problem? Viren? Viren. Do you know who else was racist and made people wear badges? Mother is back and now she has a magical girl transformation. At least Nyx knows she's hot. And then there's Callum, who is now a simp. And they kiss again. We are winning, guys. Holy shit, that's actually a lot of people, damn. I can bet all my Monopoly money that every time Ervo speaks, many basements around the world become flooded. Viren explains how he and Harrow took revenge. The baddie prince realizes Viren's family is fucking nuts and now it's too late to run. The gang reunites and now we have the full story. It seems Ervos has beef with a lot of people. Fifi, alias Phoenix, is an actual phoenix. Who would have thought? My fucking god. And now we find out Viren doesn't even have a plan. But Erebos is nothing if not elegant and efficient. That's why he comes up with all the plans and basically does Viren's job better than he ever could. Why are they both blushing? Oh my god, kids these days. I bet you won't be important at all. Amaya snitches and the lesbians finally team up. And then there's Callum and the gang climbing the fucking Everest. Viren destroys the sun with his backpal American Horror Story style. Remember this scene, kids, it will become important. Arvos is a poltergeist now. He's also such a menace, I swear. Also, it is quite ironic that both of the lesbians lost their older sister, the Queen. The kids have trouble climbing the Everest, but of course, good karma makes the dragon come back and help them with magic, because dragons know magic for some reason. Viren starts turning humans into monsters, and of course, he tries to sacrifice Soren first. God, I hate Viren. The baddie prince is now a bodybuilder, and then there's Callum, being useful only when he does magic. Raylan kiss in front of Ezran, and we get this scene, which is actually just adorable. The siblings are splitting, sealing their fate, and Claudia's abandonment issues get stronger. Also, it's funny that in order to help humanity, Viren is destroying all the human parts. And who is this hottie? No wonder Zubeya got depression. She lost her husband and her kid. Ezran, the chosen one, fails for once. Damn. I said it once and I'm gonna say it again. Soren is maybe dumb, but he has a heart of gold and we like a himbo like that. Also, he reunites with the dragon and a new friendship is born. Then he goes to warn the gang and also joins it. Every time I replay the scene where Callum shows his powers to the Skywing elf, I laugh, and I laugh hard. Rayla decides to stay and fulfill her parents' duties, and we have a Rayla moment, which is sad but adorable at the same time because you can see Rayla's ears fall a little, and they also argue a bit, and the angst is yummy. And then there's Callum, who actually got a good idea. We find out about what happened and a proof that Viren is truly fucking insane. We can now clearly see that Rayla got her badass from all of her four parents. Kudos to Rayla's mom being smart. The lovebirds make up, and the gang recaps their shitty situation, with Soren finally realizing his father is shitty and he also finally says some smart stuff. Redemption arc, let's go. The gang keeps getting new members to fight Viren, and Janai is blushing. Amaya knows what's up. We are squaring up for the great finale, and great it will truly be. Also, the fact that Arvos is having so much fun. I love this unhinged little bitch. Callum heard the I Believe I Can Fly song once, and now he's doing this. Call me crazy, but I believe this is foreshadowing for Era's real height. Claudia, shut the fuck up. Muscle gain, brain cell loss. This Viren line is funny. This power move was cool. The dragons came to help. Oh shit, it didn't work. Zim is stubborn. And then there's Callum trying to do main character shit with the Queen of Doran saving him because she's an excellent archer. How the fuck did everybody know where to go? Zadia won, but Viren escaped, so did they win really? Soren finishes his redemption arc by becoming best friends with the dragons. Ezran gets baited by Viren and Claudia, but Soren saves him and actually kills his father, which makes Claudia traumatized. Oh, psych, it was a trap. Oh no, not the coins. Rayla saves the day by avenging her parents, and then there's Callum being a competent mage and saving her. The two kiss as Viren falls to his death. The Dragon Queen wakes up, and the first half of the entire show concludes with Claudia reviving Viren? So, Viren is not dead, and Claudia is falling deeper into her delusion. We find out that 2 whole years have passed since the finale of season 3, and you know what that means. Older major characters that hopefully will make less stupid decisions. Also, Callum has outgrown Rayla, and he looks kinda good. I wish puberty treated me this good. The new beginning sequence looks hella good, and I believe it's giving us some foreshadowing. And then there's Callum being fascinated by things he shouldn't have once again. He also managed to become a high mage, and we call that nepotism. So he's still a prince, now a high mage, and crushes on a badass assassin. How did none of y'all take this trope and made fanfictions with it? Like, come on, the AU fanfictions should be writing themselves right now. Also, he is still an awkward, not like other girls, nerdy girl who is actually a boy. But it's good to see he's actually good at magic now. I call that hard work. But with the lonely time on his hands, I am not surprised. If the love of my life also left me for 2 years and then appeared out of nowhere, I too would probably be obsessed with a hobby that gives me a purpose. And fucking upset about the whole situation, like, can we talk about it? I mean, sure, it's his birthday, but that kinda makes it even worse. Or better. I don't know, but I too would be upset if my significant other ghosted me out of nowhere for 2 years and then they appeared on my birthday like, sup, happy birthday or something. Not to mention, she fucking left him on his birthday 2 years prior. Okay, she didn't arrive exactly at his birthday, but that doesn't change the situation now, does it? It's still kind of fucked up. So these two are now besties. Hi, Crowmaster, now Associate Crowlord. Haha, funny. I know that feeling. Everybody got a glow up, and I genuinely don't know what to say. They just look good. Also, we have a small misunderstanding since communication is hard. The girls are now engaged, and back at Arthur's table, they give each other funny titles because they didn't have Discord yet. So Ezran is coming up with a plan how to further strengthen the relationships between Zadia and Katalis. The plan being Zubeya and Zim visiting. People might be scared, but if you had a chance to meet a talking dragon, would you? Why the fuck is Soren emoting? Imagine you wake up from being dead for 2 years and your daughter is now an adult and also has brought home a boyfriend. Ervo's now moved away from Viren to Claudia. Smart move, by the way. She's dumber than a rock, and her trauma is so strong she can't see past it. What a perfect little victim to manipulate. But I mean, her love for her father is so strong that she has done unimaginable things, continuing the problematic track record of this family. Love makes us do ugly things sometimes, and this is a cruel reminder. Oh, look, isn't this scene familiar? Viren's alive status is temporary, but I mean, everybody's alive status is temporary. You just prolonged his monthly subscription, Claudia. He is gonna die one day eventually. Tell me honestly you don't ship them, and I won't believe you. Oh, look, there's Callum actually being aware. Good job, Cal. Oh no, he's still oblivious. Dude actually forgot his birthday. He's just not like other girls, y'all. Viren is actually rethinking everything. Took him one life to do it, but hey, at least he's actually doing it. Terry, the best boy, is here, and Claudia doesn't deserve him. So Viren began his redemption arc by suffering through trauma responses. Serves him right. If the man needed to die in order to start his redemption arc, so be it. I wouldn't have come up with a greater punishment than this amount of trauma. Call me crazy, but I know you feel the same. Oh, look, the Crowmaster pissed himself because of a pretty looking bird. And then there's Callum living his best life loving books, I guess. Corvus is asking the real questions. Thanks, Corvus. That's what I was asking. Zim is a teenager now and he doesn't wanna eat his veggies. This shot of falling vegetables is kinda funny. Trans flowers. Okay, maybe they do belong with each other. I am not kink shaming, but the racist homophobic brother arc begins here, and notice how this character just embodies all the stuff conservatives stand for. And then there's Callum trying to be a linguist and getting angry over an AI translator book. Claudia, get the memo. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Lesbian lamp. Okay, but this is such a hot shit moment. And there she is. The bittersweet reunion, and oh my god, is this painful. For once, I'll back up Callum here, and I already explained why. The monkey is cute, but also sus as fuck. I'm gonna put something on the screen. Yep, this is them. Everybody needs a lover like Terry, okay? Not everybody deserves them, but everybody does need him. So the Ezran and Zim reunion happens, It begins weird with Soren trying to be a terrible stand-up comedian and Callum fucking up as usual, but luckily it goes well and ends well. Oh fuck. After the epic mage battle, the hottie dies and sends a message to everybody at the reunion. A new adventure begins, and some of these scenes really hit. They do set up the new tone of the series quite well. I could also say these scenes stab my heart like Terry. Too soon? Misunderstandings happen because we need drama for social commentary. Ezran and the gang go back to Stormspire because the entire kingdom is just chill like that. Like, sure, let's send our 11-year-old king on an adventure with a dragon that he might not return from. The chef invented chocolate, and then there's Callum who actually connected the dots. We got some Erebos lore, and I started shaking in my seat. So apparently, the moon dragon mysteriously died. I wonder how that happened. Everybody bet on Erebos. I just need the story about the orphan queen. Please make it happen. Ervos being the great manipulator he is, y'all, can we please agree that he might be one of the smartest and or best villains out there? Terry is such a cinnamon roll. You can clearly see how much he loves Claudia. Viren! And then there's Callum, who just realized he might be a potential victim. The dragons beat Arvos at his own game, and they locked him in a prison that no one actually knows the location of, and had a mirror to watch him. Imagine you're this kind of a menace to society. They are ready to confront the person in the mirror, and they get played because he was just that unbothered and waiting for them. He controls Callum on the spot, reminding us all how hot shit he actually is. And the way he blew the kiss, oh my god, it actually just killed me. Okay, the video is getting kinda long, so say goodbye to comprehension because I'm starting to skip over my notes. Let's get chaotic just like I promised. I wanna rip the wings out of its body and sew them to my own back. Callum received the victim card, and can you blame him for taking it that hard? Soren actually connected the dots this time. He's getting smarter. We gotta visit the Earth Dragon for a clue to find the prison, because this season is named Earth for a reason. All you need to know about the social documentary side plot is that Janai is a good queen, Amaya is also very wise, and the whole situation was the last straw for the conservative brother. The gang gets almost beaten up at the Earth Dragon's gate, but Zubea steps in. They get beaten up in the lair anyway. Call me crazy, and I might be wrong, but during the recording I just realized that aside from arrows and minor appearances, the types of elves are introduced according to the chapters. Soren goes on his How to Train Your Dragon arc, and Janai makes a mistake. The monkey steals some gemstones, and the bait is concerned. This Zim scene. And then there's Callum, who likes the kinda girl who can actually just about kill him. Soren finding out his dad is alive is like something coming out from a Bollywood movie. Karim wants to fight his sister to death. He also dates one of the judges, and that's on corruption. The element of earth means materialism. They almost worked it out on a remix, but Claudia ruined it. Veer inside gets the map, the brother takes the L, and everybody is woken up by Soren's smelly feet. Terry calls out Claudia, and we all cheered. To the ocean we go. There's Callum trying to connect with his inner mermaid by reading poetry. Freyla tells him to take a bath instead. Claudia wants to move, but her father is in a fucking coma. Callum searches how to kill Erebos. The book deletes the internet history before he can do so. The conservative brother villain arc starts with his banishment. We get another misunderstanding and a little foreshadowing with another coin-trapped person. Callum finally learns that Rayla is her own person and she has to fight her own demons. Also, then there's Terry, doing his best being an esoteric boyfriend who is trying to help his girlfriend with aromatherapy? We love men who know boundaries and trust. So apparently, they need to go back to the now corrupted city to get some books from the library, but it has zombie monsters all over. Surely, nothing will go bad, right? Okay, so the thing about the prison that Arvos is held in is that every dragon apparently has the piece of the puzzle. Storm Dragon has the mirror to watch him, Earth Dragon had the map, and the ocean dragon knows what the prison is or what it looks like. Simply clever. Rayla had the premium access to be a beta tester to coffee. Viren is serving corpse realness while he is going through a major part of his redemption arc. Oh, look, if these aren't the consequences of one's own actions. Ezran doesn't have a childhood, and Rayla experiences a hotel. Rayla, don't forget to give it 5 stars on Trivago. Why are the quotes of this show such a banger? Truly Instagram caption worthy. Guys? Viren is tripping, Girly is sleep deprived, and Terry is the only voice of reason. Do you know you are that child? Clearly, Viren didn't want to be just a servant. Get Soren with a plushie of a dragon. The dragons were summoned to an emergency meeting because imposters were spotted trying to vent in Zadia. Desperation can truly make one slip into a slippery slope of bad decisions. Surprise, we are getting married. Surprise, the world is ending. Do you remember this guy? Exchanging your sword with your significant other is one of the most romantic things ever. You can't change my mind. Claudia, do you know what a CPR is? Thank you for telling us. This will definitely not be important for someone's survival. Amaya gives Rayla a pep talk and a family threat in one package. Rayla finally trusts Callum enough to tell him about the coins. They will figure something out. It is what it is. The Sun Dragon is too depressed to care. We don't get Avengers movies like these anymore. The gang goes to look for the Archmage of the Ocean. The Archmage fucks with them a little but then helps them. Imagine twerking with your boyfriend in front of your father who is in a coma. So, blood moon elves are a thing? The puzzle is the real prison, yeah, no shit. And then there's Callum, the Wizard of Awkward. Zubea is too busy being corrupted, so the gang has to call the spooky boat. Soren becomes a slave to consumerism, and the blind homie pirate is back. I'm not gonna say it. I am not gonna say it. I am gonna say it. Daddy. The scammer is back, just as we scammed the daddy. Callum has to flex the Nyx because he's still a boy with a bit of an ego. This causes problems, but Soren saves the day. If you can't outrun him, try to outsmart him and outmagic him. Another drama moment where Amaya returns just to see carnage and her fiance is kidnapped. The ship is a crab. Callum has to do some dark magic to save Rayla, but also masters the Ocean Arcanum, learning how to control his own blood because Finnegrin is a fucking bloodbender. So Finnegrin wants the spell that killed Avizandum because he has beef with the dragon of the ocean who forbade him to hunt and killed his pet or something. And then there's Callum, who is slowly becoming a badass and one of my favorite characters. The magic of friendship. Whoopsie. Karim can't free the Blood Huntress because he's not the king. What is this? Callum is hot shit right now, and the secret of the Ocean Arcanum is the fact that you cannot control it. Soren uses the power of friendship and reason, and Finnegrin is thrown to the Leviathan. Are you trying to tell me the prison looks like this and nobody noticed yet? Even at the open sea, this will be suspicious as hell. Not to mention he is the one who created the sea. Zubea is slowly tweaking from the poison and gets treated by the guy from Netherlands. We get an underwater final episode and Claudia loses her leg because of it. Viren finally tells Arvos to fuck off. Now we find out the ugly thing with pretty ass wings is his and Ervos' child. What the fuck? You are right, Claudia. You're not evil. You're just very stupid. Never mind, you are evil and delusional. Viren finally realizes he is free to do what he chooses, and Rayla comes to aid the brothers because she really dislikes the R-rated H anime. The prison is a pearl. We get a betrayal because self-interest doesn't belong in politics. Also, he has an army now. Janai has the same nightmare she has been having for a few days now, but this time she is the one in the place of her sister. Ervos swallowed their grandma, this being kinda weird if you didn't see season 6. My god, there's so much foreshadowing, my head is going to explode. Finally, the season 6. They did Ervos so dirty on his crying. He cried for 100 years and created the Sea of the Cast Out. The first thing I want to mention here is why are his eyes different from all the other Star Touch elves, even in the flashbacks? Only now I have realized that is Leola in the intro scene. This time, he moves to break the Viren statue instead of taking it. In the rest of the episodes, Claudia's statue replaces the Viren one, symbolizing how Erebos moved to another victim. So, Viren is not dead. Even with his premium trial of life expiring, he woke up. Claudia did the spell, white hair all over, sealing her fate. I put the Terry in terrified. Viren sees her in this state, also without her leg, and realizes this shit can't go on anymore. He decides to go his separate way and to receive his punishment. And because of this, we get an absolutely phenomenal scene where Claudia is losing it. Oh shit, the wings are okay. Terry, give them to me. Well, they have the pearl now. They gotta hide it or protect it. Preferably both. They have no idea whether destroying the pearl will release Erebos or kill him. So they decide to do both, hide it and protect it. And then there's Callum, who almost gets a heart attack because the star symbol is glowing. Callum's plan is to go to the Celestial Skywing Elves alone with Rayla. You know what that means. This is the shipping season, baby. Callum already knows the spell to save Rayla's family, he just needs the Quasar Diamonds. Rayla tells him that right now they have a bigger fish to fry. We get a valid montage of reasons why Callum is scared of being controlled by Erebos. He also gets an idea. And hold up, y'all. You can already call it here that when two identical things exist, one of them of big importance, the other not, they are gonna get exchanged. So, one episode in, and we can already know the big fuck up of season 6. Ezran is woken up by Zim crying on the balcony and realizes it's time to help him. You know the ending wouldn't have happened as it did because of this butterfly effect decision. In the morning, the gang separates for two different adventures. Callum goes with Rayla to La La Land, and Soren goes to Jurassic Park with Corvus and Zim. Ezran stays at home to watch anime. Terry is now sad because Claudia left him before he can leave her first. Don't worry, she will come back. Look at them and tell me you don't ship them. I'm sure after that stunt from the last season, Janai thinks doxing politicians sounds reasonable. Corvus does his job of being Sherlock Holmes, Soren tries sign language pantomime and fails. He also tries to roast Corvus for not coming to his parties and not knowing sign language. Janai has a mental breakdown and decides arson is a better solution than doxing politicians. After she calms down, Amaya tells Janai a story about the Soviet Union and North Korea. Zim and Ezran have a telepathic communication abilities between them. Nobody finds this weird. Soren makes an Among Us joke. I swear this dude was Gen Z before we all were. Soren, if you like mothers so much, go watch Drag Race. I bet you will like it. Look at them yet again and tell me you don't ship them. And don't bring up history and saying they were very good friends. Soren, shut up. They amimir. They find the little dude who has Zubeya, and Soren takes the hat because he looks good in hats. We have a scene of the Sun Royal siblings talking to their people. Same goal in mind, different approach and execution. So now we have a civil war, right before the wedding. And then there's Callum drawing something not even I can understand. Of course the ice isn't stable and the pet almost drowns. Oh, look who came crawling back just like I said they would. Rayla finds a diary on a frozen ship and forgets Callum exists. This girlie would watch drama channels on YouTube. Don't even argue with me, I'm right. It's funny how he's just freezing outside for hours. Terry takes care of Claudia, proving once again he is the best boyfriend ever. The monkey is way too smart, you hear me? And I am here once again to remind you, this is the shipping season. This door moment. Why did they animated the bag like it was going to be important? You know what they say about cutting your hair. There's only one bed, blanket. Is it just me or did Soren and Callum's biological dad have the same? Oh, the pets are professional shippers. Oh my god, just kiss already! He confesses doing dark magic instead of kissing her. Callum, oh my god! Terry is the best boyfriend. Clearly, they don't want to kill each other. We have a Bifrost situation here. Claudia realizes she's messed up. Every one of these skywing elves has a blindfold, so they are not very good with identity check. Claudia cannot decide for herself and has to ask other people to decide for her. We truly get the "you're the chosen ones" plot. Karim goes to heal the sun dragon's wings, because eyes are overrated apparently. Of course they are the chosen ones. They decide to help the Skywing Elves because they need help from them with the Arvo situation. We see the staffs, one of them is missing. We need the lore about the Orphan Queen. Do you hear me? Oh, look, it's the constellations from the intro. Wait, what do you mean killing the Great Ones isn't possible? You don't even know what a lore drop this was. The thing they were supposed to kill was just depressed, so Rayla sings a song for it. Turns out it's the old pet of Luna Tenebris, the old dragon queen. The boys return to Catalyst, and we get the Sora and Viren scenes. All I can tell you is that they are amazing. You can clearly see how angry and conflicted Soren is, finally not overlooking all the abuse. All he wants is an apology. Viren lost both of his children because of his actions, and he's the only one to blame. But we finally get a reason why. And like I've said again, desperation makes one fall into a slippery slope of bad decisions. For their heroic feat, Callum and Rayla get the Quasar Diamonds. Of course Callum knew, which makes him the second best boyfriend in this show. The Skywing Elves can finally take the blindfolds off, and one of the cute siblings becomes special. He also tells Callum he is fucked. We get a full "this didn't happen" scene where Callum is just depressed. I also want to point out that the nightmares Viren went through foreshadowed his confession. And man, what a confession it was. In the end, Callum finds his inner truth, of course it's Rayla, and they make out. Finally. Finally! At the other side of the world, Karim is stupid enough to ruin a wedding. Luckily, Ezran and his friends are there. And just when we think nasty stuff is gonna happen, do you remember the infected mage? Nikocado Avocado might be 2 steps ahead, but Ervos, man, he was 200 miles ahead. Karim's army is crushed as the Sun Dragon goes for Catalyst, where the real pearl is still hidden. Catalyst lights up in flames, and Viren takes his final chance to set things right. Callum and Rayla get back to Luchain, and now we find out one of the Quasar diamonds is fake. Only one diamond is needed in the end, as Rayla's parents are already content enough with their fate. But Runan, he still needs to come back to Ethari. But where is the third diamond, you might ask? Well, I already did mention that someone was 200 miles ahead. And now we finally get the story of Ervos. Turns out, he's an actual DILF, baby! And he's doing all this to avenge his daughter, who is a unicorn. Runan comes back as Callum sees his home in flames. And Ervos is finally set free. And my god, you cannot imagine the visceral reaction I had to his height. Like, this awakened something in me. You have no idea. It should have been me. It should have been me. This season had the strongest first and the last episode of the whole show, and I can't even process it. It was this good. Okay, now theory time. My main theory is that Ervos is trying to get himself killed so he can come back to the heavens and have revenge for what they did to his daughter, because he was casted out for trying it once. This time, it had to be a more intricate and bigger plan. We already know that the Nova Blade was taken by the Orphan Queen. What if she found out and never used it, knowing there will be bigger, much worse consequences if Ervos did return back to the heavens? That's why they trapped him in a pearl. Maybe they didn't know about what happened and they just thought that Ervos was gonna come back and wreak havoc once again. But we can already tell that Ervos has his own targets. He just uses the others so he can take revenge on the ones he's targeting. Another one of my theories is that Ervos was already exiled before Leola was even killed. Don't you find it weird that he lives on the outskirts of everything? You don't see nothing in sight, just his house. And also, his eyes are still different. Leola was punished for ignoring the cosmic order. And we already know Star-Touch elves don't like to pack themselves with others. Was Erebos this way because of Leola? Or was Leola brought up the way how Erebos thought the world should really be? They both had soft spots for humanity who didn't have any magic, and they both gave them magic. So what if the Star-Touch elves were already fed up with Erebos and didn't want his daughter to be the same threat? But why didn't they kill him? Clearly, he wants the Star-Touch elves to feel the chaos that they were so afraid of. They did explain Leola started something that would end the whole world. But don't tell me they didn't foresee Erebos doing exactly that because of Leola's death. In every season, there are signs foreshadowing the future. I could get so far with my theory only by rewatching and looking for the signs. The signs that were always there. We just didn't see them. We just overlooked them. And I can bet all my marbles that there's something we are missing. Ervos couldn't tell the whole truth. He never does that. So my theory stands. He wants to do something awful that will make him come back to the heavens. And perhaps not only take a revenge, but also to redesign the cosmic order itself.
I wanted to finish this video before the 7th season, but life got in the way. Besides, I realized that making a video is harder than I imagined. And since this video is already long, I will talk about just few things from season 7, like theories and moments that made me actually go full stop. This video is more of a shitpost than an actual recap, so if you want a really good recap, go watch this video from Negative Legend. I haven't seen it yet, but I love their videos and I already know they did a great job. So without further ado, let me waste your time for just a few more minutes. The first thing I would like to talk about are actions and their consequences, a very prominent theme of the show. Which is kind of ironic because the first theory I have is that some actions didn't have any consequences. It's more of an observation than a theory. The biggest example of this is Astrid warning others. With the exposition we got about celestial elves, I was kind of surprised that she just removed her blindfold and went straight up to warn them without any consequences whatsoever. Cosmo most likely also saw this outcome and knew Astrid had to warn the others for the events to play out how they did. So, unless we get said consequences in Act 3, which was confirmed by the way, or so I read, well, what about the cosmic rules? And here comes my biggest theory. I believe the said cosmic rules were made the fuck up by the Star-Touch elves and Arvos wants to prove it. And why they made cosmic rules in the first place, I also have a hunch that Erebos was, let's say, involved. Because I don't want to say that they were created because of him, but remember, we know nothing about this guy and the life he had before his daughter. So I am putting the tinfoil hat on and calling it here that there are no cosmic rules and Leola died as an example of what happens if you dare to question the ones in charge. Everybody can cheer now because Runan and Ethari got reunited. The civil war plot between Ezran and Callum kind of left me in shambles, but I was really not surprised it happened. Season 7 is also Ezran's dark era. Or emo era? I don't know, my boy was just going through some stuff. I am still a bit sad that the whole season was rushed and it kinda showed, especially in the Eros fanservice scenes and the ending. Speaking of Eros fanservice, you can only imagine what kind of noises I was making. Also, the Snow White moment between Callum and Ara got me smiling, like I did not expect that at all. Why did nobody tell Astrid not to look directly into the sun? We now know why Terry likes Claudia. The civil war happens because of Runan, and the team gets split into lovebirds in a relationship, and they are probably gonna become canon in the future. Ezran also acts like a dick towards Zim during the season. Like I have already said, he's going through some stuff. We also find out that Erebos was in the Pearl for 3 centuries, and seeing Terry break up with Claudia after being manipulated and stuff was more than satisfying. Amaya and Janai proved once again they are really good queens. Ervos has a new daughter, and Miana is pregnant. Congratulations to all of them. I am also proud of Miana for dumping Karim after she found out he wants to use the child to avenge him. But don't worry, guys, he got what he deserved. We also got Mage Wars info dump, Unicorn Graveyard, Rayla being pardoned in a ceremonial way, and Ronan being a disappointed dad. Wait, how many children? The theme of this season is overcoming your grief. The older brother and the ex-boyfriend. Amaya tries to teach Karim how to overcome racism, and Lujane gets stabbed in the back. Evil Callum returned, and I was looking respectfully. I can't say the same about witnessing chained Ervos. Also, him declaring he is innocent. Are you, darling? Are you? The Dragon King was resurrected, and Zubeya got the chance to die by his side with the other archdragons, leaving Zim as the only archdragon left. When he cried, I cried too. Callum didn't have to use dark magic, but it did stain him, because there was an attempt. On my first watch, I was like, that's it. But when I watched it again, I was like, I guess that's it. Harrow is now apparently a bird, and Callum found Ilarion? Oh my god, give the studio the goddamn funding, please.
To make the whole story short, I came for the villain, but stayed for the heroes, the story, and everything else. This show is actually very good. Nothing is black or white, everybody has an arc, and it's actually pretty much underrated. I need more Ervos fan art. I need more Ervos content. I need more Ervos everything. I need a giant painting of Ervos on my wall. I need Ervos ASMR RP. I need Ervos cosplayers to step on me. Because I'm completely normal about this guy and not searching any Ervos X Reader fanfictions as we speak.